What is up, YouTube, and welcome back to another Rent-A-Girlfriend review. We are on chapter 427, and yes, let me already address the rumors. Okay, I am a day late. Okay, you gotta give me some slack because I just graduated yesterday. Shout out me, you know what I'm saying, dude? But obviously we know that graduation is not as important as Rent-A-Girlfriend, obviously. So we're back to locking in, okay? I know this is a Wednesday and not a Tuesday, but you just have to bear with me here, okay? It's a Wednesday, so we're just gonna tap in and figure out what the fuck happened in this new chapter of Rent-A-Trash, okay? Funny enough, we start off this chapter with the chapter artwork fucking page thing or whatever, right? And it's fully colored in, and I mean, just look at Umi's sexy ass in that tank top, dude. Holy shit, I'm about to start gooning everywhere. Oh my god, dude. But look, like, this is like collaboration type shit. We got like every like actual important character in the series here, and it's kind of crazy to just see all of them like that, and somehow they're all trash somehow. So we start off this chapter with a little like seasonal type of thing here, okay? Per usual, we're all gooning to the skirts and shit that the females are wearing, obviously, because that's what the characters do in Rent-A-Girlfriend, I guess. But it's revealed to us that it's summer, and I guess for the people following the Rent-A-Girlfriend timeline, they know what season it's in now. I really couldn't give a fuck, I guess. That just means we're getting closer to that June date, you know what I'm saying? Or July date, whatever fuck it is anymore. I don't even know, because Ruka has been the last like 5 chapters. I just want to die. But we then start off our actual dialogue here with seeing Kibe for like the first time in fucking forever. I don't know where the last time we saw his dumb ass was, but he's spouting this like nonsense about how women need to feel like praised or something. I don't know. Kibe's a fucking dumbass. Anyway, all that really matters here is that we see Kazuya, and he's thinking about the kiss that happened like 40 chapters ago or whatever, man. And like, you could have bagged it there, Kazuya, honestly. I don't really know what we've been doing these past 40 chapters. I mean, what the fuck is even going on? And then Kazuya starts like thinking about how Chizuru's like one of those like playgirls or whatever with his, you know, scenario he's thinking in his head or whatever, right? Kazuya's got some like weird brain or whatever going on, but like, I don't understand how he even got to that, because like, we know Chizuru would never even do that. She can barely even express her emotions anyway, so I mean, yeah. Kibe, you're a bitch. That's all I gotta know, bro. That's all I need to know, you know what I'm saying, dude? Kibe, you gotta get the fuck out of the game, bro. You got no riz. Anyway, we then get to see Kuderi again, and he just kind of wants to know what the fuck happened on the date, because I guess Kazuya, like, never leaked that info in the past, like, 40 chapters or whatever. So that's kind of cool, seeing Kuderi come in the game again, the manga again. You know, he's back in action, obviously. Low-key thought he was retired, not gonna lie. I don't know when the fuck we saw Kibe or Kuderi in the manga. Probably like light years ago, you know what I'm saying, dude? How about we replace Ruka with Kuderi and Kibe, give them like some side arcs or something. We just ditch Ruka out of the entire manga. That'd probably be the best solution ever, low-key. And Kazuya tells Kuderi that, of course, you know, Chizuru and Kazuya kissed, and he just like starts freaking the fuck out. But you know what's actually real about Kuderi? In this bottom left panel here, he says, why didn't you just push her down, right? Like, you know what I'm saying? Why didn't you get her right there, bro? Why didn't you bag her right there? That's what we've all been saying, Kuderi. Thank you for being the voice of the fans to Kazuya's dumbass. You know what I'm saying, dude? Why don't we just bag her already? Let's just get the shit over with. And then Kuderi just starts like going on this like huge rant, and Kazuya's like not even listening. He's like calling him a dumbass and shit, like this guy's a fucking loser type shit. Kazuya, you're a horrible friend, my guy. What are we doing? What the fuck are we doing? How are you a good friend to the women in your life and not a good friend to the boys in your life? I don't know how that's even a possibility. Like, what's even going on right here? And Kuderi keeps on pushing Kazuya, like, why didn't you bag right there? Kazuya's explaining that it just wasn't the right place and the right time or whatever. Kazuya, you're a bitch. That's basically all it is right there, dude. And he says that Chizuru's not that kind of girl, right? Which is true, right? We know Chizuru's not gonna go after, like, anyone else, realistically. So, yeah, I mean, I guess we're just standing here until the rest of the time, basically. We're going to be here for like a long ass time in this scenario. Are they ever going to get together, really? Like, it might never happen. And then Kazuya talks about sex, right? And how he would feel much better if they were dating before they even did that. And then Kurt's like gooner ass is saying that like it's all the same, which it isn't, but whatever, I guess, Kurt, you're just too busy gooning or whatever. Kazuya, as we can see here, he has morals, you know what I'm saying, dude? Kazuya might be like, Kazuya gets all this hate for being like a fucking like simp gooner, you know what I'm saying, dude? But like, people who know and they read the manga, like, there's a lot of other shit in this that you could argue that's pretty bad. And then Kazuya basically just ditches the shit out of them to go to driving school, I guess. And then we see Kuriri and Kibe talk, and they're just like dissing the fuck out of Kazuya right here. They're talking about his hair and how it like pisses them off. What douchebags. Like, how does this friend group even work right here, man? Like, I don't know how this works, because like, you're just hating on each other all day. Like, yeah, sure, I do a little bit of hating with my friends too, but it's never to like serious or anything. Like, they sound serious as fuck there. And then they say that lately Kazuya just seems to be glowing. So like, we just went from hating to glazing in the span of like a page, bro. So I don't know where that like hating went to or how the glaze even got there in the first place. I don't know, dude. Clearly Kazuya's a level ahead all these guys, you know what I'm saying, dude? He's easily playing like 40 chess. He knows Kibe and Kuri like that, so I guess it's okay to be hating, I guess. I don't know. But then we skip to Umi and Ruka, which we ended on last chapter, right? And we see Umi just getting like all of this glaze, like all the bitches are on his dick, and Ruka's just like sitting there doing nothing. She seems pretty pissed, which is, I mean, that makes sense, I guess. Umi, you're a bitch. That's all I really gotta say, man. And then these fans in question, they ask Umi about Ruka, right? Like, who the fuck is this bitch? You know what I'm saying? Umi responds with, she's a friend. We're just taking a break from work. Complete lie right there, dude. And then like, out of fucking nowhere, they just start glazing Ruka too, which like, if you knew what Ruka was really like, we would never be doing any glazing there. You know what I'm saying, dude? Never would glaze in my lifetime, dude. Dead ass, dude. Ruka, like, how does she even exist still? Like, dead ass. And then we actually start talking to each other, you know what I'm saying? Ruka's talking about how Umi's a good ass liar, which I guess he is technically, right? Because Ruka's just like being harsh as shit right here. She says that like they're barely even acquaintances. They are definitely not friends. Obviously makes sense. I mean, we have not seen these two interact basically whatsoever, dude. And Umi's just like, it was me who invited you here. I've taken an interest to you. So I don't know if Umi's like trying to be like Light Yagami or some shit, like Lelouch v. Britannia. He's like manipulating the fucking scenario, manipulating the earth. I don't know what the fuck Umi's doing right here. I don't know what he's trying to achieve whatsoever. And then Ruka just like out of nowhere tells Umi that he's a loser basically, bro. She says, I don't find you attractive at all, so your trash pickup lines aren't going to work on me. Like, holy shit, bro. Ruka might have just gained a little bit of aura right there. Dead ass, dude. Like, easy comms, dude. Umi, you're a bitch. That's really what she just said right there. So I gotta put some respect on Ruka right there, okay? I'll give you a little bit of credit there, bud. And then Umi starts doing like these background checks, you know what I'm saying? He starts like investigating the fuck out of Ruka right here. He starts talking about Kazuya and like what is Ruka's relationship with Kazuya, you know what I'm saying? How does Ruka feel about Kazuya basically? Umi's just being a loser basically. I mean, what is he trying to achieve right here? I don't fucking know. And Ruka responds with basically yelling at him like, why the fuck do I have to tell you, you know what I'm saying? Which is respectable, obviously. And then Umi just like starts like smiling for some reason. Umi, you're a fucking weirdo. That's really all I gotta say right here. He then brings up Chizuru and how he's good friends with Chizuru. And then Ruka just like locked it in from there, I guess. You can see in the bottom panel, she just like locks it in, I guess. I don't really know, man. But we can kind of see where this is going, right? Umi's gonna get involved with the Kazuya and Chizuru relationship and probably ruin this thing, and then we're gonna have like 100+ chapters again and again. And then Ruka once again tells him, like, I don't have to tell you anything, bro. I don't trust you. I don't like you. That's what Ruka says right here. And Umi is just like straight weird. He's on some like manipulation shit in this conversation. He talks about how he likes smart girls. No one cares, Umi. Like, no one gives a fuck, man. Just leave. Like, get the fuck out of here. And then Umi finally admits that he likes Chizuru, and Ruka basically like already knew this, I guess, because she just says he said it. Like, apparently Ruka already fucking knew that shit. But then like we can guess what happens from here, right? We're gonna see the Ruka and Umi like tag team try to steal Kazuya and Chizuru from each other, and like shit's about to go down basically. Like, are we gonna get like a 2v2 like war arc? I don't know. Maybe we're all gonna like nuke fucking Japan or something. I have no idea what's about to happen. But then this chapter ends off on a little bit of a cliffhanger with Umi saying, I would like to talk to you a bit more. And that's how the chapter ends, I guess. So we can kind of see the relationship forming here. This manipulative duo is probably gonna like commit some crimes, I'd say, probably. I don't know what's gonna happen, dude. It just seems like all of this shit is just like gonna hurt Kazuya in the end, and it's all just gonna be a load of shit. But anyway, this chapter of Rent-A-Girlfriend gets a 5 out of 10 on my Rent-A-Girlfriend scale. I mean, this was just pretty boring, I'd say. I don't really want to like sugarcoat anything here. We can see some drama happening right with Ruka and Umi, but the rest of this chapter was just lame. Like Kazuya and Kibe and Kuriri, there was really nothing to like gather right there, I guess, man. That's the same shit we've been seeing, you know what I'm saying? I'm interested about this Ruka and Umi situation though. Is shit about to go down is the real fucking question here. Is everyone just gonna get like sexually harassed? I have no idea, man. But let me know what you think down in the comment section below, and I will see all of you next Tuesday for another Rent-A-Girlfriend review.